Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Vikram and you are watching Tek-Talks. So friends, in today's video we are going to see that how we can install the GAIA operating system for the purpose of checkpoint server, for the purpose of deployment of checkpoint server. So first of all, I want to tell you that for the demonstration of this video, I'm going to use my VMware workstation software, and I hope you guys are aware about VMware software and you know how to use the VMware. So let's go ahead and create the virtual machine. So click on create virtual machine. Uh, since we are deploying the GAIA operating system, so we'll use the custom option here. Click on custom and click on next, and let it be like this, and then click on next. And now you have an option to give the source of the GAIA operating system. So I have the ISO image here at this location, so I'm going to choose this. And if you have the ISO or at any other place, then you can simply browse and look for that place. So in my case, this is my location of GAIA operating system ISO. So let's click on next now, and the guest operating system will choose Linux, because this operating system will match to some extent with GAIA, because GAIA is also basically a splat or IPSO combination of those software, which is typically look like the Linux operating system. So we are going to choose this, and the version we are choosing is the latest one, and then we click on next. Now we need to give the name of the virtual machine. So let's give this and suppose we are installing the GAIA operating system for the management server. So we are going to give the name of management, so that we can understood that we are going to working on the management server. So like I'm giving the name checkpoint. Okay, checkpoint management. From this we can easily understand that we are gonna work on management server. And likewise, you can give the location of your VM disk files, etc. So I have created a separate folder for this kind of files and my D drive. So let's expand this computer. Let's expand the D drive and then VMs. So here I have already created a checkpoint gateway folder. So let's go ahead and create a new folder for the checkpoint management, and let's give it a name. Checkpoint management. Okay, then now click on next. So this is basically asking how many processors you want to give, you want to assign to this resources. So in my case, I'll keep it one only. Now click on next, and here it is asking how much memory you would like to grant, or you would like to assign to this virtual machine. So let's take it 2 GB. Let's keep it. I have 6 GB of resource here, 6 GB of memory in my machine, so I'm keeping this 2 GB. Now click on next, and now it is asking if the network type. Basically, the network type, since we are working on virtual machines, so we have to define that what network we should be in. Like we want an isolated connection between the host machine and the guest machine. Then we need to use host only networking. And if we use the bridge network, then it will that it will give the direct access to the it will map the that physical connection of your host machine to the guest operating system. And if we check mark on this network address translation, then this means that this will there are two, basically there are two connectors in host machine. One is for host, and one is for NAT. All right, so basically what it's going to do, it will translate the IP address to the host IP address. So as of now we just wanted to connect our host machine with this guest, so we are going to use this and click on next and select IO controller types. So which SCSI controller type would you like to use? So keep it recommended. And what's this type? Let's KZ. Let's keep it recommended only. All right, create a new disk. Okay. Okay, now we need to specify the size for this storage capacity of this virtual machine. Let's take it 30 GB. That is enough for this GAIA operating system, and I keep it like this. Store the virtual disk in multiple files. Click on next. Now click on next. And if you want, you can customize the hardware. Like in my case, I do not want the printer facility because I do not have any printer attached to this computer. So I'm gonna remove this. And if in case you want to remove, then you can also remove. I also wanted to make the customization to this USB controller because I do not want the USB to connect automatically to this resource. Then so because of that, I unchecked those settings and click on close and click on finish. So at this point, our virtual machine has been created. What we need to do is we need to boot that virtual machine with that image, which is already attached to this CD and DVD drive. That means once we turn on this virtual machine, that will automatically boot from the image itself. So let's go ahead and power on this virtual machine, and let's go to the full screen. Okay, it has detected my connected devices. All right. So we need to install the GAIA operating system on this system. So let's click enter. Alright, the process has started. It is now reading the ISO image. So as you can see, it has started the installation process. Now it will take a couple of moments. It will install some files, copy like it will install all the things like we have seen while installing the Windows XP Windows operating system like Windows 7 and Windows XP, Windows 10, right? Okay, keep the current key. So at this point, we need to click OK because this is a welcome mission. And it says that this process will install the checkmate via R77.30 operating system and associated applications. So do you wish to proceed with the installation? Yes, we wished. Okay. And now it has asked which keyboard type is attached to this computer. It is US. Click enter. Now it is showing us the disk size, that is 29 GB, and has allotted the amount of uh, disk to the particular resource, well, particular functions. Like for example, if we take the logs, then it has reserved the space of 2 GB for the logs file. Alright, likewise for the system rules and system swap. And for the backup upgrade, it has occupied 318 GB. Alright, so now click on next. Let's come to OK and then enter. Now we need to define the password for this admin account. So this admin account will be in use while logging into this server. So let's give it a password. Alright, good. Okay. Now we need to define the IP address for this server, and please make a note of this IP address. Don't forget. Alright. Otherwise, we have other options to see, but for the safer side, if you don't know how to see the IP address of the server, you need to make a note of this IP address. this IP address is going to use for the management of this server. I have given it 192.168.1.2 and the net mask will be 255.255.258.0, and we don't need the default gateway because we are not going to communicate to the external interface from this server. Now click on OK. So it is now giving us confirmation that it will beyond this process it will format the hard drive. So are you sure? Yes, we are sure. Okay. All right. It has now started the installation. It has formatted the hard drive and it is now installing the GAIA operating system on this virtual machine. It will take some time, approximately 5 to 10 minutes. So I'll be back soon. So guys, once the installation is completed, you will get this screen that states that installation is completed, and to complete the first time configuration we need to go to https colon double forward slash 192.168.1.2. So let's click on reboot so that it will reboot and restart its services, and once restart we will perform the first time configuration. So guys, now our installation has been completed. So what we need to do it, we need to open the browser and access the HTTPS console of this management server to configure it for the first time. Let's open the Google Chrome browser and let's type in the address of this management server. Alright, so everything was right. Then we have the certificate error here, and then we need to click on proceed. So here is the console of the management server, and at username we need to give the username admin that we configured there at the time of installation, and then we need to give the password. So after login it will come up with the initial configuration wizard. Alright, so it has given us the same thing, first time configuration wizard, and the platform is VMware. Right, it's open, so we need to click on next, and since we are doing the configuration, so we need to keep this container with R7730 configuration checked. Then we need to click on next, and we need to change these settings, because as soon as if you change this setting, or as soon as you change this, we lost the session. So we need to keep this setting because we want this IP to be assigned to the management server. So without changing anything, just click on next, And here you can change the host name of this device. Let me give it mdmt. All right, you can also give the domain name. These are these optional features, so we are not going to make any changes. Let's click on next, and it has fetched the local time of my time zone, so changes according to your time zone. Then click on next. And if you have the NTP server, you can configure that too. So here we need to configure the security management, or we need to configure this server as security management. So we need to click on this option. Otherwise, if we have a single server to manage multiple gateway, then we need to select the multi-domain server. So keeping this check, click on next, and here we have option to unselect one of these. All right, so as you all know, we are configuring the security management. Then we need to uncheck this and keep this checked. All right, this is a primary security management server. Then click on next. Now this is basically the SIC. Now this is the administrator password, not the SIC. So we need to give the admin name, and then we need to give the password. Make sure whatever password you give, you will remember that password, because that this is gonna be useful in later time. Then click on next. And here it is asking that what machine you want to access this management server. All right, whatever IP address or network you specify here, and that machine will be able to access this management server from the uh, with the graphic interface. All right, so for the demonstration, I'm keeping this any IP address. All right, that means that any IP address that belongs to this subnet can access this 1.2 graphical user interface. Right, so this has given us the summary. So now click on finish. Yes, it will not take this configuration will not take more than 5 minutes. So the configuration has been completed successfully. Now I'll show you that whatever we have configured we can see from the graphical user interface. And for the management of this management server, like as a console, we can download this to manage the management server, to to create the policies, and to push that policy directly to the gateway. So from here we can download the smart console software, and that this is basically client software from we manage the servers. All right, so these are the overview of this server. This is basically kernel is on 2.618, and the edition is 32-bit, build number is there, and system uptime 20 minutes. And these are the network configuration parameters. This IPv4 address is this, and loopback address is this. And one more thing I want to show you, that we can also configure uh, the banner that comes at the login page. So that is basically, I think, messages. Alright, so these are the banner messages. We can configure it like from our own message. Like in my case I am giving it a your own management server, right? So we need to apply this. We need to show this. Just click on apply. Alright, so now if you come to this page, this login page, we will see this banner message. Alright, so this has concludes our today's video, and in my next video I'll show you how we can configure the security gateway, and how we can create the policies and push the policies, and I will also show you that how we can link the how we can access that management server, and via that management server, and how we can uh, establish the connection to the gateway. So for now I'm signing off from this video, and I hope you like this video and got the good exposure to this new emerging technology. So keep watching. Thank you very much. Bye bye.